Good day to all of you, sa lahat ng ating mga kaibigan, mga kapatid, sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo ngayon. How God provided us the privilege of connecting and having linkages around the world. So, sa ating talakayan ngayon, na pinamagatang Christ and its globalization, isang malalim na pag-aaral, isang technical na mga pag-aaral, isang science na pag-aaral na sinasabi ng banal na kasulatan. Bago tayo magpatuloy mga kaibigan, mga kapatid, tayo muna ay yuyuko sa isang panalangin. Let us pray. Our most gracious and kind Heavenly Father, in the throne of your grace, kami po'y lumalapit sa inyo, Panginoon, upang hilingin ang iyong patnubay at gabay. Lord Jesus Christ, will you please intercede in our study today? Lord Holy Spirit, guide us, empower us to understand the spoken words of the Word, Jesus Christ, for us, the last generation. Into thy hands we commit everything. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. May isang philosopher sa ating 20th generation o 19th generation, shall we say. Isang Pilipino na nagbigay ng isang universal truth nang sinabi niya, ang hindi marunong lumingon sa pinanggalingan ay hindi makarating sa parurungan. He who does not know how to look back will never reach to his destination. So paano natin i-engage ang Biblia? Kasi sinabi niya, all scriptures is given by inspiration. In 2 Timothy. All scriptures is given by inspiration. So lahat, kapatid. Pero nang ating susuriin ang kasaysayan ng sanlibutan at ng tao, kailan lang ba binigay ang Bible sa tao? Yung written word. Kailan lang? Ang unang nagsulat si Moses. The Pentateuch. The first 5 books. Si Moses, ilang libong taon na ang nakalipas ng planet Earth. Saka pa binigay kay Moses. 2,500 years of lapse time. So anong intention? When you see a Bible right now in your hand, doon mo makikita, doon natin maintindihan na there is only one intent of the written word. That is exactly for our redemption. To bring us back to our original condition when God created us. So from the time the Bible was given, the written word was given, ano ang kahalagahan ng mga binibigkas na salita sa Biblia? At ano ang kahalagahan at koneksyon nito sa pangwakas na pagsalaysay ng Panginoon sa kaniyang story of redemption? In the concluding phase of the redemption narrative, how did God declare its dynamics? In the first place, did God describe the ending of the story at the beginning of His written word? Binigay na ba ng Panginoon ang closing nang sinimulan niya ang pagbigay ng written word? Napakabigat. Doon natin maramdaman at makikita yung kanyang omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresence. His divinity must be acknowledged right exactly when the Bible was given. So alam natin, kaibigan at mga kapatid, na ang motive of the movement of the Great Controversy and its end. So mayroon siyang motive at saka yung ending, ang beginning niya. Ang tanong, how did God declare the framework of the war? Kasi may gera, enmity, na pinag-aralan natin nung nakaraang the previous episode, the first episode that we have. Yung Christ's closing prescription. So how the first declaration becomes the emblem layout of the last. Paano ang isang unang pagsaraysay ay maging emblem layout, yung pinaka-blueprint ng pangwakas na kaganapan? Napakalaking tulong para sa atin upang ating matayuan. So we can be guided. This is a wonderful guidance na binigay ng Panginoon. Pag i-refresh natin ang ating mga sarili sa divine attributes, makikita natin na the first description of creation, ang unang pag-describe ng creation, dito natin maintindihan ng siyensya at ng buong sanlibutan ngayon, yung tinatawag universal reality. Science is standing on this ground that the first verse of the Bible is an amazing verse because that first verse provided the truth, the evidence of the truth of that universal reality that after all, we are made up of time, space, and matter. Genesis 1:1. Then we have now the first description of life. When we try to deal on how God created life on planet Earth, in the other episode, makikita natin, mapag-alala natin doon, yung napakaganda, ang susi ng kagalingan, na you don't need to spend thousands of pesos just to heal your diseases. Kasi the first description of life will provide us solutions to all our diseases on planet Earth. Grabe, hindi na matagot ng science. Pero nasa first chapter pa lang ng Genesis, nandoon na ang solusyon. The first description of attack. Kaya yung Genesis, the beginning of everything, the book Genesis, believing that this is the Word of God, the first book contains marvelous guidance and instructions. Imagine the first description of attack in Genesis 3, chapter 3. It will give us a knowledge to identify enemies' last part. First verse pa lang, first 3 verses, alam mo na kung ano yung pangwakas niya na gagawin. What an amazing God. What an amazing journalism that we have. The book. The first description of the fall, nang dinescribe ng Panginoon through Moses about the fall, it provides us the lesson to victory. Grabe ang bigat ng tulong ng first chapter, yung Genesis, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And the first description of the war. Paano dinescribe ng Panginoon yung gera na yan? The first announcement, the first pronouncement, the first description of the war, Genesis 3:15. Ang Genesis 3:15, yun ang mag-provide sa atin ng closing dynamism ng Great Controversy. So as to give us an idea so that it will make us understand so we can be guided accordingly to the blueprint of the Creator's intent for our redemption. Kaya si Prophet Isaiah, sinabi talaga niya sa Isaiah 46 verse 10, declaring the end. May deklarasyon na ang pangwakas from the beginning. And from ancient times, the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Kaya pag titingnan natin itong Genesis 3:15, the first pronounced prophecy, nandoon na agad yung judgment. Kaya ang ending ng story of ng great controversy, judgment din. Because God has to judge. He has to distinguish those who obeyed Him and those who will not obey Him. Those who will worship Him and those who will not worship. Nandun na mismo at the very first pronouncement of the prophecy. The first promise is already there. I will put enmity. That's the first declaration of war. Between you, Satan, and the woman, which is Eve, and that represents the church. Between thy seed, Satan's seed, and her seed, the seed of Eve, which was Jesus Christ. Now, it shall bruise thy head. Why? God uses, and through Moses, uses the word a neuter, it. Why not a pronoun? He shall bruise thy head. Why it? What is the significant value of it, it, to the closing movement of the story of redemption? It shall bruise. In Hebrew, the meaning, it shall wide open, it shall crack. Satan's craftiness. Head symbolizes the source of craftiness of deception. The craftiness to deceive, it's in the head. Our decision for Christ or for Satan is in the head. And thou, Satan, shall crack wide open his movement, the movement of peculiarity. Christ's movement of peculiarity will be wide open, will be cracked by Satan. You go into the original Hebrew word. What does it mean? Bruise, wide open, or crack. Okay, the first declaration was, it shall bruise thy head. The craftiness, the deceptions will be wide open, will be cracked by the truth. It means represent truth. Thy word, the word is truth, and shall bruise his head. In our other episode, we will discuss this lengthily. Okay. So the seed of the woman is Jesus Christ. That's been an accepted truth by all Christians. Now Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. John 14:6. He is the way, the definite article, the way, the truth, the life. Hindi talagang sinabi, I am the way, truth, and life. Hindi. I am the way, the truth, the life. If Jesus is our way, what is Christ's way for us now? What is the truth of Christ now? What is the life of Christ in us now? Kaya ang dapat katanungan dyan, what is the way of the Lord for His people in this globalization movement? What is the truth of the Lord for His people in this ecumenical world? Ano ba yung truth ng Panginoon para sa kanyang mga anak in this ecumenical world? We have to grow in grace. Baka manatili pa rin tayo sa napakatagal ng panahon. Ilang taon na natin. So what is the life of the Lord for His people in this millennial development? Focus, postmodern generation. The XYZ generations. That is what we call as millennials. Ano ang dapat buhay natin ngayon kay Kristo Jesus? What is the life of the Lord for His people? Kaya I am the way, the truth, and the life. So dapat ang mga tanong natin ngayon, no? Ano yung pinaka-importanting tanong ng mga millennials, the generation na? The pilgrims' most defining question. Defining question by the pilgrims. So dito natin makikita yung what is present truth? What is present reality? Present truth is the reality today. Reality today is the truth today. What is going on now? Kaya gusto ko lang ulit-ulitin ito kasi ito talaga ang nagwasak. Isa sa nagwasak sa Laodicean nag-shape, nag-create ng divisiveness sa loob. So pag sinabing present truth, puntahan mo lang dictionary, puntahan mo ang Hebrew, ang Greek, saan sa Bible sinasabi yan. Kasi the word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. Doon ka agad sa Psalms 119, 105. Kaya doon lang tayo. Pag sinabing, what is the word? Who is the word? Christ. What is the word? The scripture. Why is the word? The word is important for our redemption. Where is the word? The Bible. When is the word? It is given to us from Moses and to the patriarchs and prophets, to the prophets. How is the world today? How is the world? The world is vital, crucial, necessary for life eternal. So kung what is reality today, kailangan mong ma-engage ang Bible. Halimbawa, yung Word of God. Sinabi talaga ng Revelation 19 verse 13, and His name is called Word of God. Ang pangalan pala ni Jesus Christ, Word of God. Kung siya ang Word, si Jesus Christ, kaya pala sinabi ng John 1:1, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. So how crucial is the Bible? How we have to take care of this word, my friend. The Bible, the Word, is God. So dito natin maintindihan na bakit kailangan natin ang Biblia para maging asin at liwanag tayo sa mundo na ating kinabilangan ngayon, na umiikot na ngayon. So makikita natin sa picture na ito, the word for the world today. Ano ba ang salita ng Diyos sa mundo ngayon? What is the truth for the world today? Kasi si Jesus din yan. Siya din ang word, siya din ang truth. So Christ for the world today. So to make your message Christ-centered, you need to take and extract Christ's words for our time, for our generation, for the planet Earth that moves today. Word for the global world. Ano ang mundo ngayon? Global world na. Ano ang mundo ngayon? Global world. Truth for the global world. Christ for the global world. Dapat maintindihan, ano ba yung present truth? Present truth is the word for the global world. The truth, the Christ for the global world. Marami talagang nag-claim yan. Naawa nga ako sa aking mga kaibigan sa Mindanao, sa ibang bansa. Talagang nalulunod na sa present truth. Pero pagtanong kung ano ang present truth, yun ang mga present truth na yun, na yung mga tungkol doon sa mga grupo ng fraternity ng mga, yan. Present truth is Christ's word. Kung paano sinabi niya na umiikot ang mundo ngayon. The word for the global society. Ano ang nangyari sa sosyedad natin ngayon? Sa ating social society. The natural world, the political world, the economic world. Ano ang truth for the global world? Kaya malaking challenge ito. I-revisit natin, kapatid. No? Tingnan natin kung ano ba ang present truth. Ilan lang dapat? I-check mo kang Ellen G. White kung paano niya ginamit ang present truth. During her time, the present truth. Kung ano ang nangyari sa mundo at ang kanyang kapaligiran. So it talks about Christ and His redemption to this planet Earth. So pag sinabing global society, alamin natin what is global society and the science of sociology. Kasi ang global society, global world, yan tayo, dyan tayo. Yan ang religion, yan ang kapatid mo. Yan ang mga fraternity, doon yung fraternity, doon yung mga sinasabi ninyo, doon sa global society na yan. So the term global society is used to refer to a society that is being built in modern times, in which all the people of the world have a good deal in common with one another. That's global society. Kaya ang ating mga kaibigan na mga Jesuits, nagtayo sila ng mga Ateneo, ng mga universities. Kasi yun ang global society. Ano yung science nito, kapatid? So hindi nagpabaya ang Panginoon sa atin. Kasi yung Biblia niya, na hawak natin ngayon, nag-prescribe ng globalization. Advance ang kanya. Kaya nga testimony niya. Kaya nga ang testimony niya is the spirit of prophecy. Yung buhay na takbo ng kanyang mga binibikas. The spirit of prophecy. Prophecy is an advanced declaration. So, truth that foretells globalization. Christ speaks globalization. Pag sinabi niyang globalization, ano ang dynamics nito? Ano ang naging epekto nito? Ano ang naging produkto nito? Para maintindihan natin kung patapos na ba talaga, pangwakas na ba talaga? Ano ang koneksyon nito sa tinatawag na pagdating ng Panginoon, all eyes will see Him. So dito natin maintindihan the word for humanity and its movement. So sinasabi talaga ng Biblia tungkol sa sanlibutan at sa sangkatauhan. At ang lahat ng galaw nito, the movement. Kaya importante makikita natin, pag-aral natin muna yung salitang movement. From Genesis, yung move. And the Spirit of God move. Kasi napaka-importante ng salitang movement. Creation is a movement. Great controversy is a movement. The fall is a movement. Redemption is a movement. So kailangan mong makikita yung galaw. Ang galaw lang, kapatid. Truth for humanity and its movement. Christ for humanity and its movement. So Christ-centered means how Christ tells us about you and me and His instruction. Hindi man pwede magkaroon ng instruction siya na wala siyang paglasalarawan ng ating buhay at ang ating komunidad at ang ating humanity. Kaya nga, world for the church and its movement. Paano kaya dinescribe ni salita, the word Bible, ang ating church and its movement? Because 90% of the Bible, God speaks through His people. Kaya pag binasa mo ang Genesis to Revelation, makikita mo talaga dyan, kapatid. Prophets and kings, the patriarchs, halos lahat. Halos lahat na, kapatid. No, the church. Truth for the church and its movement. Ano ba yung katotohanan sa iglesia? Bakit si Kristo talaga, bago niya pinamahagi at pinoproclaim ang ending ng story of redemption, bakit kailangan niyang pumasok doon sa templo bago siya umakyat sa Mount of Olives, kapatid? Yung apocalyptic niya, focus to His people, the church and His movement. So Christ for church and His movement. In our other episode, pag-aralan natin ng masinsinan ito. Because this is a heartbreaking, this is a very touching topic, the church and its movement. Kailangan natin ma-embrace yung dynamic ng Pharisees, Sadducees, and Sanhedrin. Until we embrace that we are these people, we cannot move forward. We cannot grow in grace. Kailangan talaga natin, kasi kiniklaim natin na we are the modern Israel. Pag sinabi natin modern Israel, balikan natin kung sino yung Israel noon. Ano ang nangyari noon? So we can learn lesson kasi sinabi ng Great Controversy. What transpired in the first advent with God's people is the same what will happen to us, the last generation. It's the same what will happen to the church and to the people, to the world. Kaya napakabait ng Panginoon na ang science talaga magbigay sa atin ng realidad ngayon. Ang science na nagtuturo kung ano ang planet Earth natin ngayon. The truth about us today, the humanity and the world, because it's the science, cause and effect, and its movement defines present truth. Sa previous generation, science din doon. Sa panahon ni Moses, science din yun. In the previous, science din yun. Because science stands by itself. Hindi siya yung mga illusionary, yung mga katang-isip lang. So ngayon, as we begin to know, alamin natin, unahin natin sa bundok ng Olibo. Kasi water comes from the mountain. At saka si mismo si Kristo ang nag-model ng ating series na ito. Unahin natin ang mundo, saka pa tayo pupunta sa river. From the river, we go to the mountain. Ganun, kapatid. Now, let us begin in the Mount of Olives. Bago siya umakyat, dumaan siya sa templo. Siyempre, yun ang engagement niya sa church that he loves. Doon yung mababasa sa chapter 23, woe unto you, woe unto you. 8 times he mentioned. Dito, habang sila naglalakad, pinagyabangan ng mga disciples, yung 4 na disipulo ang templo. The grandeur, ang pinakamaganda, the most sophisticated, the most beautiful building during the Roman Empire, the Temple of the Jews. Nang pinagmayabang ng disipulo, sinabi agad ng Panginoon, not one stone will be left. Lahat wawasakin yan. And that struck the heart of the 4 disciples. Because temple symbolizes relationship to the God as the Creator. You take out the temple. Tanggalan mo ang temple, kapatid. Walang covenant. Walang Jews, kapatid. Tanggalin po yung templo. Kasi yun lang kanilang covenant. The temple already can work here. Nang kung sa akin ito, ako matitira sa kanila. Kaya yun ang nagpagulumihan sila. Habang naglalakad, talagang nag-struggle sila sa issue na yan. Hanggang sa nakaupo sila sa Mount of Olives, agad-agad nila, sabay-sabay silang nagtanong. The 4 disciples asked the same questions, when shall these things be? Ang question na when shall these things, it refers to a statement that was already pronounced by God. Kasi mayroon ng pronounce, so dapat ang tanong, kailan kaya mangyari yun? When shall these things be? Pero siyempre alam nila na pag nawasak na yan, ibig sabihin, ending na ang mundo? Tapos na? Kasi ang simbolo nga ng templo, existence nila yun. That's their existence. So ang tanong ngayon nila, what will be the sign of your coming and the end of the age? In other words, what will be the movement of your coming and the end of the age? Sign means movement. So ibig sabihin, ang gusto ng mga 4 disciples na yan, kasi 4 lang sila dyan Specific ang tanong nila. Christ coming is with signs. So they solicit something from Christ so they can be assured the authenticity of His promised coming. Kasi nakapromise na siya, I will come again. So, tanong na sila dito kasi last engagement ito. Kasi after this incident, bumaba na siya, hinuli na siya para i-crucify. So, signs of His coming, and the end of the age. Ano ba yung end of the age? Yung age means the length of somebody. Yung stand, yung space ng redemption story of the Great Controversy. The end of the Great Controversy. Signs of His coming. So pag tinanong tayo ng signs of His coming, alam natin na Christ's coming is a visible, audible, global event. Christ's coming is the ending event. Is the closing event of the story of redemption. Yun na ang Maranatha, the blessed hope. Kasi pagdating ng Panginoon, matatapos na yung panahon ng kasalanan, panahon ng kasamaan. Pero many times, pag nagamit ang mga kapatid, mga kaibigan, minsan ginagamitan natin yung signs before His coming. Pero pag binasa mo ang Bible, wala tayong mababasa na mayroong salitang before His coming. Wala, kapatid. Ang tanong lang ng disipulo, sign of His coming. Iba ang before, iba yung of His coming. Kasi yung of, ang meaning ng of sa Microsoft Encarta, ang meaning niyan, connected with, used to indicate the place that somebody or something belongs to it or connected with. So saan nakakonect yung of? Saan nakakonect yung signs? Nakakonekta yung signs sa pamamagitan sa paggamit ng of, sa English na of, sa coming niya. Kaya it indicates a part of something that is normally considered as a whole. Isa lang siya na event coming niya. Pero yung coming niya, mayroon siyang movement. May sign ang coming. Isa lang siya, kapatid. Paglagyan mo ng before yan, ibig sabihin, hindi siya part of the whole. Before the whole, bago ang buo, mayroon pa. Pero ito, of thy coming. Kasi pag sinabi mong before, sa meaning niya sa Microsoft Encarta Dictionary, it indicates sequence. Used to indicate sequence of actions. One preceding the other and closely connected with it. So before the whole, yung of, kapatid, ay isang connecting word sa sign of His coming. Kasi ang movement of the story of redemption is a progressive movement. Nang sinabi ni Kristo, I will come again, kailan niya sinabi yun? 2,000 years ago. Doon sa multitude at saka sa disciples niya. If I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again. John 14:1-3. Now, He keeps on telling in prophetic injunctions na He is going to have this one. Kay John the Revelator, di yan ang Patmos, nagkaroon siya ng 1-7, the 7 churches. So, binigay niya na on that particular time, there will be a group of people who believes in His coming. Kaya, yung group of people na itatawagin natin church, ay naitatag sa takdang panahon. Sa pagtatag ng church na yan, inatasan sila na mag-proclaim na ng coming niya, the coming of the Lamb. Yung coming of the Lamb, equated siya ng warning message. Bakit warning message? Yung Lamb coming. Kasi mayroong wrath of the Lamb. Dapat nalinaw yan. Simple lang ang story of redemption. Huwag nating i-complicate, kaibigan. Kaya nga, pagdating ng 1844, 1863, doon na itatag, kaya doon ang Christ is coming very soon. Yung Christ is coming very soon because the warning will be seen now. Makikita na ang fulfillment ng kanyang mga binibigkasan. So kung makita mo ang sign, movement ng kanyang pagdating, sign of His coming, Christ mismo, Christ is coming. Christ is coming, kapatid. Kaya pag nakikita mo yung binibigkasan niya, binibitawan niyang prescription o description o movement o yung sinasabi na ito ang movement ng kanyang pagdating, huwag mong lagyan ng soon yun. Kasi pag nilagyan mo ng word na soon yun, ibig sabihin, coming pa. Hindi na siya mismo yung movement, kapatid. So you deny the fulfillment. So, tinanggi mo na natupad na ang mga sinasabi niya. Because signs can be seen. Kaya ginamit siya ng word na verb, you will see it. You will stand for it. So mga kaibigan, ingatan natin yung lingwahe ng ating panahon. Para hindi ma-confused ang mga tao. Dapat pag-aralan daw natin yung language, yung pinaka-grammar niya, yung pinaka-essence ng mga statements, kapatid. Christ is coming. So Christ is coming, paano mo ma-prove na coming na siya? Kasi may movement siya, kapatid. You know? So ang movement niya, global, kapatid. It's a global movement. Kaya sinabi niya, all eyes will see Him. It's a global event. It's a global event, my friend. So He's coming, the end of the age. Ayun, kung buong mata, lahat ng mata makakita, so it's a global event. So kaya maitanong siguro natin agad, how does the Bible or the Word of God prescribe in our time? Does it speaks globalization? Nagsalita kasi tungkol sa globalization. So the answer is exactly yes. Pag tanong niya, what shall be the sign of the coming and the end of the age? Ang tanong na ito, kapatid, ng apat na disipolo, bakit apat lang sila dyan? Kasi it symbolizes, it's an intent, not four, because it symbolizes the north, south, east, and it's a global prescription of Jesus Christ. The answers of Christ with this particular question, a question of the end, is called the latter rain. When it is live in the movement of time, kung buhay siya, sa panahon ngayon, kung nakikita mo na nangyari yung sinasabi niya, ang tawag niya, present truth. Kaya ang present truth na yan, kapatid, na yan ang ending, yan ang latter rain or the last rain, kapatid. Sa iba nating episode, pakaralan natin yan, latter rain, sealing, mayroon tayong isang topic niya, kapatid, para natin maintindihan. So dito natin ngayon matatalakay kung gaano kaimportante ang salita ng Diyos so it can guide humanity. All living beings be guided accordingly kung ano ang blueprint ng Creator sa humanity. If this is the sign or the movement, noong unang panahon, ang sign lang nakasulat lang. Pero most of the advertisement, the ads, the signs now, the signage today are moving. These are moving, my friends. So kung moving ang mga signs ngayon, makikita natin sa ating generation. Kaya sinabi talaga ni Jesus right away, after hearing that question from the 40 disciples, let no man deceive you. Take heed, let no man deceive you. Why? Because God has already delivered to Daniel 500 years ago from that point on the Mount of Olives. Kung ano ang magpadeceive ng sanlibutan. Kaya simulan daw natin ngayon yung kanyang sinasabi. The sign of His coming. Inunan na tayo sa kanyang sinasabi sa Matthew 24:6. And you shall hear wars and rumors of wars. May dalawang kulok. See that you be not troubled. See. Tingnan mo, kapatid, ha? Tingnan mo, kaibigan. So, sa mga nasa academic, tingnan natin yung word na see. See that you be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass. Exodus 23, verse 13. In whatever things that I have said unto you, be circumspect. But the end is not yet. Maraming mga issues na magkaroon ng Third World War kasi yan ang precursor ng end of the world. Dahil nga sinataping niya, nuclear war. Pero pag titingnan natin ito, kapatid, na unusual hero wars and rumors of wars, see that you not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. From that verse 6, ang kasunod niya, verse 24, verse 7. Pero tingnan natin, kapatid, kasi but the end is not yet. Paano in-arrange ng Panginoon yung verse 6 ng Matthew 24 na usually, ang natural flow of event, you will first hear rumors of wars. Halimbawa, sa Pilipinas, before the Second World War, there was a news na Japanese soldiers will attack Pearl Harbor. Mayroon ng rumors, kaya minsan nga, bago pa ang Second World War, marami ng Hapon sa Palawan, marami ng Hapon sa Mindoro, marami ng Hapon sa Davao. Bakit nga nakikitami yung Hapon? Pero may bulong-bulong nga na magkakaroon ng gera. Kapatid. I-occupy ng Japanese Imperial Army ang buong mundo. Oh, dapat mauna ang rumors of war para ma-establish natin na magkaroon talaga ng Third World War. Pero sinabi ng verse ni Jesus Christ, and you shall hear of wars. Ibig sabihin, narinig na natin, tapos na yung mga First World War, Second World War. Ang marinig lang talaga natin, kasi apocalyptic ito, the end of the world, rumors of war. Ang tanong, what will this sign at the end of the world. Rumors of war. Kaya hanggang ngayon, palagi natin nakarinig na rumors of war. Oy, gigirahin ng North Korea, South Korea. Oy, gigirahin ng China ang Pilipinas. Oh, gigirahin. Rumors. In the Middle East, palit-palitan lang sila ng gira dyan. There are wars, rumors of war. But being in trouble for all these things must come to pass. But the end is not yet. So, ang bersikulo, no, na hindi maging totoo yung Third World War. Kasi we will only have wars and rumors of wars. But the next verse is, Matthew 24:7. For nations shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Kadalasan, mga kapatid, ang tekstong ito ay sinabay lang sa verse 6. All to the years, it is referred to a physical war. Armas, tangke de guerra, baril. Yan palagi. Matthew 24:6 and 7. Pero itanong daw natin, kung yun ang basihan natin, nagkaroon ba ng earthquake, pestilences, famines, na nagkaroon ng First World War o Second World War? Were there earthquakes, pestilences in diverse places during the war? Hindi, kapatid. Pero paano sinabi ng Matthew 24:7 na ang ending ng planet Earth, kasi ang tanong ng disipulo, the end of the world, na famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. Naging totoo ba na nagkaroon ng famines and pestilences and earthquakes? Kahit sino na kapatid, sinong science ang nagsasabi? Ang famines and pestilences, iba't ibang dako. Akala natin, ang famines sa Pilipinas lang, sa Amerika nga, may famines din eh. Kaya nga, nag-food stamps doon eh. Walang kain din sila doon. So dito natin makikita, kapatid, na ano ba ang relasyon ng dalawang statement of facts dito. Number one statement of facts. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. Another statement of facts, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. Colon or semicolon, ang ibig sabihin sa dictionary yan, it is used to indicate that have a relationship to each other in terms of meaning. No? Two separate parts of a sentence that have relationship to each other. So dito natin makikita agad, may guide na agad tayo. Pag sinabing rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, in connection niya agad sa famines, pestilences, and earthquakes. Pero nakagugulat, kapatid, yung sinasabi natin the previous episode, na yung truth ni Jesus Christ is self-evident. It stands by itself. Hindi na natin kailangan mag-interpret. Kailangan lang natin intindihin at basahin. Mababasa natin sa dynamics ng ating panahon. Halimbawa lang sa July 14, 2011, marami ito, kapatid. Hundreds of references. So hindi mo na kailangan sa sinong nag-quote, saan libro, anong bibliography yan, hindi na, kapatid. It's the truth itself, stands by itself. Kaya ito nga talaga this will humble, it will humiliate all those who claim. Yung mag-claim na dahil lang sa dito, with the four corners of the room, we will learn the truth. Hindi, kapatid. Truth is in the Bible. This will humiliate. This will humble. The opportunity to humble. Truth stands by itself. Isipin mo, sa news na yan, global public, 21st century, China versus USA, who will win the 21st century? Nagkatugma lang ba ito na ang title ng kanilang newspaper at ang publications nila, nagkaroon din sila ng paggamit ng salitang rise? For nation shall rise against nation? Ibig sabihin, isang bansa, laban sa isang bansa. Anong labanan yun? Armas? Pagkiligiran? No. According to November 10, 2011, I think a decline of the USA and the rise of the economy of China. Wow! The rise of the economy? For nation shall rise against nation? For China shall rise against USA? Lagyan natin lang ng bansa ang na nation na yan. Halimbawa, for Japan shall rise against Korea. Ang ganda, kapatid. How in the world na nagkapareho sila ng paggamit ng words, kapatid? Paano nagkapareho sila ng Puntahan natin dito, yung Washington's Global Economic War. October 21, 2016 pa ito. Ang title ng kanilang newspaper, kapatid, Washington's Global Economic War. So it's a war of economy. Sa war of economy na ba ito? Makaproduce kaya siya ng famines, pestilences, and earthquakes? What a wonderful God that we have. It is now the Bible that will help science of the world today to explain the movement of our time. 1997, isang libro na sumulat, authored by Komitsky, George, and Peyeyu, Today's Warfare in Global Electronic Industries and Companies. Sa warfare ng global electronics and companies, ano kaya ang mga produkto nila na makaapekto, na makaproduce ng famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places? August 19, 2010, grabe ang pagkatitle, as China and India rise in tandem. Anong sinabi ng Matthew 24:7 ni Jesus Christ? For nation shall rise against nation. Shall ang ginamit kasi that was 2,000 years ago. But today, as China and India rise in tandem, stands by itself. Tumayo na ito, kapatid. Not like Japan and Germany, China and India should be playing bigger roles in shaping the rules. In our postmodern world, we live in an atmosphere of war, not by armaments, but by the war of commerce. Dito natin ma-share, mga kapatid, sa iba't iba nating kaibigan ng mga pastors, ministers in all denominations, that you are the head and not the tail. Understanding the dynamics of our time. Trade war, the business, the market, the export and import, the buying and the selling, the exchange. Itong bumalot, kapatid. Kaya maganda nga ito kasi pagdating mo sa island of Patmos, nandoon na issue doon yung buying and selling. Ang ganda nga dito, kapatid. Ito nga, global war, June 5, 2013. US agency, according to them, Apple infringes Samsung patent on older iPhones and iPads. Gira ito ng ekonomiya. Kompetisyon ng mga tao with their selfishness to rule and control. You know, war is something to control. In this news, 2016, June 30, by Hitler law, China is crushing the US economic warfare. Hindi mo na kailangan ng bibliography, hindi mo na kailangan ng sources, kapatid. Bakit ka ng sources na mapanood mo lang, makikita mo agad, instantly, at the tip of your finger. Ganun kaganda ang story of redemption, kapatid. At bakit sinabi dito, kingdoms shall rise against kingdom, and kingdom against kingdom. Kingdom is group of nations. Kingdom is group of nations. Totoo kaya ito? Of course. Truth will stand by. Hindi na tayo mag-interpret. Babasahin na lang natin. For example, December 7, 2012, the global economy is undergoing a fundamental change. Bakit? The rise of Asia and the New World Order. The emerging economies is coming in. So the rise of the Asian economies. ASEAN, group of nations. Pagdating natin sa iba, March 2, 2013, Africa rising, a hopeful continent. According to The Economist, a magazine. Asia, Africa, rising economically. Punta na natin ng Europe. Europe, from Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia, the economy of Europe, jump the rise of the European Union. Kailangan pa bang i-memorize yan, kapatid? Napaka-linaw na sa ating generation. Kaya, we will really grow in grace. Huwag nating hadlangan ang ating puso para lumago. Kung ang source niyan, Biblia lang, kapatid. It does not require the four corners of the highest institutional structures of the world. U.S. economy. USA, rising economy. Kaya mayroong sinasabing Yale University, yung libro nila, published nila, The Rise and the Decline of Nations. So dito natin maintindihan na ang Matthew 24:7 is an economic war. Because economic war is a competition of economy to control. I-control talaga nila, kapatid. So, irrespective, wala silang pakialam kung what will be the effect. Ang importante, they can control the economy. Ang problema, kapatid, corresponding with the economy, mayroong epekto sa planet Earth. One of the article written in May 4, 2012 by Neil Jerome Morales on the Philippine Star, Asian Development Bank sounds alarm on climate change. According to this article, time is running out on the fast-growing Asian region. Asia is at a crossroad. Why? The region's rapid economic growth or rise has often come with concerns over environmental degradation, according to the President Haruhiko Kuruda of the Asian Development Bank. The climate change. When you talk about climate change, my beloved friend, we are increasingly using resources at the cost of environment. Unless we change the hard-won gains in reducing poverty and improving the quality of life for ASEAN people, could be reversed. Kaya, may description kaya ang Panginoon sa war na ito, na hindi sa armas? Of course. Matthew 24:7. But how did Paul describe this one in 2 Timothy? These know also that in the last days, perilous times shall come. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1, 2, 3, and 4. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, lovers of their own selves. So normal sa kanila na pag mayroon silang negosyo, palaguin nila. Ayaw nila magpatalo sa kanilang karibal na mga negosyo. Halimbawa, yung Toyota, kailangan pagandahin nila para ilaban nila sa Mitsubishi. So every establishments, every business institutions, establishments would have to make their control sa kanilang produkto. So these competitions, kaya pumasok na dito, kapatid, literally yung lahat ng sinasabi dito ng 2 Timothy. So the competition, na wala silang pakialam na magresulta ito ng iba't ibang klaseng epekto sa ating mundo, kapatid. Sa chemicals na ginagamit o sa anumang mga bagay para i-control ang mundo sa mga produkto nila, kapatid, that it destroys planet Earth. Here is a video clips that I want you to see. This is a documentary published by the United Nations through Al Gore, an inconvenient truth.
Wrote this, that it's difficult to get a man to understand something if his salary depends upon his not understanding it. The second misconception, do we have to choose between the economy and the environment? This is a big one. A lot of people say we do. I was trying to convince the previous administration, the first Bush administration, to go to the Earth Summit. And they organized a big White House conference to say, oh, we're on top of this. And one of these view graphs caught my attention. I want to talk to you about it for a minute. Now, here is the choice that we have to make according to this group. We have here a scales that balances two different things. On one side, we have gold bars. Don't they look good? I'd just like to have some of those gold bars. On the other side of the scales, the entire planet. I think this is a false choice for two reasons. Number one, if we don't have a planet, the other reason is that if we do the right thing, then we're going to create a lot of wealth and we're going to create a lot of jobs, because doing the right thing moves us forward.
So here, dito natin makikita na sila na mismo ang nagsasabi. The world, the science, systematic study kung ano ang naging resulta. Either to choose the economic rise or the global warming. Another video clips na maintindihan pa natin, kapatid.
Let me give you an example of the wrong way to balance the economy and the environment. One part of this issue involves automobiles. Japan has mileage standards up here. Europe plans to pass Japan. Our allies in Australia and Canada are leaving us behind. Here's where we are. Now there's a reason for it. They say that we can't protect the environment too much without threatening the economy and threatening the automakers, because automakers in China might come in and just steal all our markets. Well, here is where China's auto mileage standards are now. Way above ours. We can't sell our cars in China today because we don't meet the Chinese environmental standards. California has taken an initiative to have higher mileage cars sold in California. Now, the auto companies have sued California to prevent this law from taking effect because, as they point out, 11 years from now, this would mean that California would have to have cars for sale that are as efficient 11 years from now as China's are today. Clearly, too onerous a provision to comply with. And is this helping our companies succeed? Well, actually, if you look at who's doing well in the world, it's the companies that are building more efficient cars. And our companies are in deep trouble. Final misconception. If we accept that this problem is real, maybe it's just too big to do anything about. And you know, there are a lot of people who go straight from denial to despair without pausing on the intermediate step of actually doing something about the problem. And that's what I'd like to finish with, the fact that we already know everything we need to know to effectively address this problem. We've got to do a lot of things, not just one. If we use more efficient electricity appliances, we can save this much off of the global warming pollution that would otherwise be put into the atmosphere. If we use other end-use efficiency this much, if we have higher mileage cars this much, and all these begin to add up, other transport efficiency, renewable technology, carbon capture and sequestration, a big solution that you're going to be hearing a lot more about. They all add up, and pretty soon we are below our 1970 emissions. We have everything we need, save perhaps political will. But you know what? In America, political will is a renewable resource. We have the ability to do this.
So here we are, my beloved friends, that for nations arise the competitions of economy, for control, the industrial revolution, as they call it, comes the consequence of famines and pestilences. Maalala nyo yung mga data sa Africa, sa iba't ibang bansa, kapatid, bakit may famine? Sa Australia, vast field of fertile lands now becomes acidic and no plants can survive. Dito lang sa Mindanao, sa Jensen, Cotabato, 50 years ago, napaka-productive ng lupa nila. Nandun yung Dolat del Monte, nagkompetensya sila, padamihan ng saging, padamihan ng pineapple. Siyempre, normal sa kanila, magagamit sila ng chemicals to protect their product, to protect their produce. So using chemicals, not mindful with the effects of the soil, and it produce acidity on the land. Result, now, thousands of hectares. Hindi nga maka-break even kung taniman mo lang ng kung anong magamit ka rin ng fertilizers mo. It's famines. In Australia, thousands of hectares in Melbourne. Dinala ang mga Pilipino one time, Filipino farmers, just to show to them the effect of chemicals, that we need to go back to organic farming. Famines, hunger and malnutrition kill nearly 6 million children a year. This was in 1980s pa ito na data. The global food crisis. Dito sa atin, ang mga sa competition ng real estate, nawala na ng taniman, ang mga palayan ng isang bayan. Dahil sa competition ng gold, mga mina, winasak ang mga bundok and destroying the ecosystem. Kaya, yung ibang mga bayan ay sinalanta ng mga landslide, sinalanta ng mga ano-anong mga sakuna. Sa Africa, in the competitions to get gold and diamonds, they bulldoze the mountains and destroy the ecosystem. Famines. Ang pestilences. Ang pestilences, mga kabatid. Nabago natin yung pestilences, ito, alam mo, ang kumuha ng picture na ito ay naka-receive ng Photojournalism Award. As time passed, more than a month, ang nangyari dito, nag-commit siya ng suicide. According to the news, dahil sa picture na yan, he cannot move forward. Kasi na-bothered siya na sa picture na nagpanalo sa kanya, hindi man lang niya nabuhat ang bata na yan para dalhin sa just a few hundred meters from that site is the United Nations food supply. Nandiyan ang vulture na naghihintay. What a tragic picture of life in this planet Earth. Pestilences because of the competitions of economy. Pestilences, kapatid. Ano yung pestilences sa original Greek word? Plague or disease. Iba't ibang disease ang lumalabas ngayon sa mundo na hindi na magamot ng antibiotic. Kahit ang pinakapangyarihang antibiotic cannot even kill the virus, the bacteria, the fungus that is now going around the world. Bakit nagkaganito ang mundo, kapatid? Isipin mo, sa mga chemicals na hindi mamamatay, nag-mutant sila. Resistant na ang mga bacteria. Nag-mutant into another species. Nakakatakot itong ganito, kaibigan. So dito natin maintindihan na yung competition, dahil lang sa competition, to control yung selfish, greed, covetousness. Walang pakialam, kapatid. Saan tayo makahanap sa ating generation? Ngayon lang natin, matapos ng ginamit ng ating mga anak, matapos ng pinaglaruan, then the World Health Organization would announce that this kind of plastics is a carcinogenic coming from China. You have to shun, do not use this plastic. Isipin mo, mga pagkain na may mga kung ano-ano ang nakalagay ay cancer-causing. Grabe. Sa atin nga dito, yung competition sa food industry. Mahal ang sugar, so hindi ka makaproduce. Para i-compete mo ang mga multinationals. Ang masaklap ngayon ang mga multinationals. Nag-involve na ng mga maliliit na mga pangnegosyo. Trying to control. Grabe na ang mundo, kapatid, for covetousness. Sipin mo yung walang magawa. Mag-produce ka ng juice, kalamansi juice. Hindi ka makakompete doon sa sisto. Mura lang. So, ang gagawin mo, haluan mo ng magic sugar. Kasi isang kutsara, isang batya na ang mapatamis mo. Without realizing, without even considering how it will cause cancers to people who will drink the juice. In the heart of competitions, kapatid, ito ang nangyari sa pagkain. No food shall be grown that we do not own, according to Monsanto. We don't want to eat at the mercy of Monsanto, according to his enemy. Food stocks save the land that feeds us. Stop mega quarry. The food industry war. Grabe, kapatid, itong gera ng pagkain. Ang nangyari pa, sa competitions ng pagkain, ilan lang ang nag-control? Silang gumawa ng seedlings, sila nag-initiate niya, sila nagbayad ng mga scientists para makaproduce ng iba't ibang variety of plants and fruits. But in reality, most of these ones are cancer-causing. Okay, one U.S. agriculturist said, If you want to die early, eat vegetables and fruits. Kung gusto mong madaling mamatay, kain ka ng gulay at prutas. Oh, you as agriculturist announce and proclaim. Paano yun? Na dapat ang gulay at prutas makahabang buhay. Pero the same agriculturist said, if you want to have long life, plant your own vegetables and fruits. Grabe. 150 years ago, Ellen G. White wrote a counsel. Look for a place in a countryside and plant. Grabe. Kung sinunod lang sana ng mga anak ng Diyos yan, kapatid, wala tayong problema. Alam mo, yung counsel na yan, hindi nagbigay ng counsel ang Panginoon na walang beneficial effects sa mga anak niya. Look for a place in a countryside. So kung binili ng mga Adventist yung mga lupa sa bundok at that time, yung Tagaytay, 50 centavos lang ang per square meter dyan sa Laurel na yan. Dyan sa Puting Kahoy. Dyan dito sa Rizal. Grabe, napakamura lang kung binilihan doon. So, huwag ka na kasi makinga kung punta kayo sa bundok, ano yan, wala na tayong ano. Grabe ka, how short-sighted we are. Kung binili natin yan 50, 30 years ago, or 25 years ago, we could be one of the richest people on planet Earth. You know why? Most of the expensive lands, real estate today, are in the mountains. Bukidnon to Davao, along that Buddha lines, how much per square meter of the land? 100 square meters, 2,000 square meters, how much per square meter? So expensive. Here in Tagaytay, 20,000 per square meter. So here we are, my friend. So the counsel that was given to us. Kaya dito sa ating generation, dito natin maintindihan gaano ka bait ng Panginoon. Advance niyang sinabi sa atin. For nations shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famine, peace, and earthquakes. Why we have earthquakes today? In 2016 alone, there are 13,000 major earthquakes in the world. Just recently, may lindol sa Mindanao. Every 2 minutes, may nangyaring lindol sa mundo, kapatid. Grabe, every year increases, accelerates numbers of earthquakes around the world. Bakit, kapatid? According to science, the global warming issues. Na dahil sa init, ang mga North Pole na mga ice doon ay natutunaw saan pumupunta sa dagat. Pagdating sa dagat, sudden change of body temperature cause tectonic earthquake. And the shaking of the template underneath the earth affect every template, every fault lines. That fault lines. Grabe, may fault line para sa ilalim ng lupa. So kung ito man ang nangyari sa mundo, kapatid, hindi totoo yung mga heart, yung sinasabi nilang gano'n. My friend, mga conspiracy theory. It's a theory. Conspiracy theory. Theory is a scientific guesswork. Unproven. Grabe yun. Wala pang Alaska heart, mayroon ng Russia. Kung yun ang yun ang dahilan para, yun ang maging paraan para maglindol at calamity ang isang hindi ginagamit na sana ng Russia yan para wasakin ng Amerika o gamitin ng Amerika para wasakin ng mga terorista. Common sense will tell us, my friend. But many people believe, pseudo-science, but it's somewhat scientific. Sometimes these scientists will claim, you do not know how this conspiracy theory is going around. So the global warming, the causes and effect. Yung An Inconvenient Truth ni Al Gore, try to view, dinistribute ito ng DNR noon. Mga CDs on tungkol An Inconvenient Truth. Ang Amerika, talagang resistant sila dyan. Kasi yung kanila, kasi siyempre, i-reduce mo ang carbon emissions. Carbon emission that comes from the automobiles. Mga electric plant. Sa mundo, kapatid, ang electricity natin ay produce lang either by diesel, galing dyan sa mga coal, yung mga bato, or galing sa renewable energy. So, ang mga carbon-emitting substances na na-cause ng destruction ng ozone layer, hindi pwedeng ng Amerika kasi naka-reserve ang kanilang oil reserve dyan sa Alaska. So the global warming is simply about the pollutants, the massive jump in pollutants, and the big problem. Our society is pouring carbon dioxide in the atmosphere faster than plants and ocean can absorb, according to the Green Squad. So walang nagaw. Ang tao ra mismo, kapatid, nag-self-destruct ang tao because akala natin it give us a convenience to have these things in us. Kaya si Al Gore, kinumpare niya gold bars or planet Earth. So dito natin makikita ngayon kung ano ang dahilan ng famines, pestilences, at earthquake. Cause and effect. May epekto. Ano yung epekto? Famines, pestilences, and earthquake. Sa text mismo, nation shall rise against nation. Ano? Yan ang cause. Ano yung epekto? Famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. The grammar itself, the journalistic construction, give us an idea. Kaya dito sa ating generation, the open market policy in globalization time, which provide the open trade competitions, na wala nang pakialam sila sa competitions na yan, na in spite of it, na it cause famines, pestilences, and earthquakes. So the open trade market policy is simply 2,000 years ago, Christ had prophesied. For nation shall rise, for nation shall compete with other nations, and kingdom against kingdom. And the result, there will be famines, pestilences, in earthquakes in diverse places. This is the movement of Christ coming. He is coming, my friend. It's not about soon, it's about moving Christ. The moving Christ is going on. Kaya dito natin maintindihan, kapatid. It's the Bible science that will help the science of the world. Because 2,000 years ago, Christ had already spoken, and it is written. So that's the spirit of prophecy. The writings foretells the nation's preparedness advocacy. Kung mayroong man ganitong famines, pestilences, and earthquakes, ano ngayon ang solusyon ng mundo? So, pinoportel ba ito? Mayroon bang prophetic injunctions ang writings ni Ellen G. White? Tungkol dito, ang author na ito, talagang kahit anong gagawin mo, you will always appreciate and wonder about her writings. Grabe, kapatid. Ang Evangelism, page 194. Kailan pa niya isinulat ito, kapatid? The present is a time of overwhelming interest to all people. Rulers and statesmen, men who occupy positions of trust and authority. You have to remember, 1863, this is the last movement of planet Earth. Okay? This is the global movement that gets into it. We will study it in the coming episode. Rulers, statesmen, men who occupy positions of trust and authority, thinking men and women of all classes, have their attention fixed upon the event that is taking place about us. Imagine presidents, congressmen, senators, thinking men and women of all classes, have their attention fixed upon the events taking place. What are the events going on? Famines, pestilences, and earthquakes. And one major I will consider you about these earthquakes now. You have seen a lot of earthquakes, devastations around the world. But I would like to tell you, my friend, first time in 200 years, first time in 400 years, first time in all parts of the world, the description is for the first time. Why? Because that's the ending, my friend. Prior to the Typhoon Ondoy, there was Typhoon Frank in Iloilo in central Visayas. Hundreds of people died. And don't you know that those typhoons happened in what day? Saturday. The Sabbath of the Lord. Grabe, kapatid. Nang nangyari ang Typhoon Ondoy sa Metro Manila, anong araw yan, kapatid? Sabado din yan, kapatid. Why on a Sabbath day? Bakit? Ano ang indikasyon? Ano ang implications nito? Itong isang village sa Cagayan de Oro, isang bahay dyan kami natutulog. Natutulog kami dyan, kapatid. After that week of prayer, someone accommodated us. And lo and behold, God saved them. Kasi nang tumaas ang tubig sa ating 11 o'clock in the evening, buti na lang mayroon silang life jacket kasi ang asawa niya mahilig, an American, ang asawa niya mahilig sa dagat. naliligo. So mayroon silang life jacket. Now, wearing their life jackets, isang anak niya na 4 years old, tapos mama niya, 72, 73 years old, and then Sister Maricat. Oh! Tumataas ang tubig hanggang sa ang ulo nila nakaabot na sa kisame. I tell you, my friend, buti na lang ang bahay nila, may tao doon, nakapitbahay nila, na nasira ang bahay, doon tumungtong sa bubong nila. Nang naramdaman nila may tao, kinatok nila. Nang kinatok nila, tinulungan, winasak ang kanilang bubong at doon sila naka-exit na pa rin. And this devastation happened on a Saturday, my friend. You see? Sabbath, it happened on a Sabbath. It's a Friday evening. My friend, ilang patay ang nangyari dyan. Ilang bahay ang nawasan. Devastations. So painful, my friend. Kita mo dyan sa iligan? At makaantig ng puso yung kapatid. Tatay, hinawakan niya ang kanyang anak. Itong mag-ina, hawak nila, akala nila kung anong hinawakan nila, yung pala ahas pala ang kanilang hinawakan. Sa nangyari dito sa Pilipinas, apektado ang ibang bansa, concern ng ibang bansa, pero may mga bansa na hindi pa masyadong nakikialam. Kasi hindi naman sila na binabagyo. Hindi sila nililindol. Pero na nangyari yung Haiti earthquake sa Latin America, sa Haiti. Tingnan mo kapatid, ilang libo ang namatay dyan. Ilang Seventh-day Adventist na namatay. Hundreds of Seventh-day Adventists died on this earthquake. 1 week after the Chile earthquake, devastated in intensity 7. Ilan ang namatay na tao. And you know what day is that? It happened on a Saturday. The question, bakit ang major earthquake, most of the major earthquakes in the world that devastates life, nangyayari sa araw ng Sabado? So concern na, as it progresses, concern na ang maramihan. Kasi may prophecy na ruler statesmen will have their attention fixed. Na nangyari sa 2004 ang tsunami in Asia. Tingnan mo yan. Ilan ang namatay? More than 200,000 lives lost. Alam niyo ba kung anong araw yan? Sabado din, kapatid. Nangyari. Ano kaya ang indikasyon bakit Sabado? Yung 1775 kaya na earthquake, na tsunami, as fulfillment in the book of Revelation, it happened also in a Saturday. Pero may sinabi na all humanity will be concerned, will be interested. May isang event sa ating panahon. The present is a time of overwhelming interest. Bakit, kapatid? Kasi 3 syudad binura. Pumatay ng mga tao. Hindi lang sa pamamagitan ng tubig. Kasabay ang apoy, kapatid. Isipin mo, apoy at tubig. Instead na ang tubig ang papatay sa apoy, kasabay ng tubig ang apoy. Last events, chapter 2, sinabi ng librong ito. In the last scenes of this earth history, war will rage. There will be pestilences, plague, and famine. The waters of the deep will overflow their boundaries. Property and life will be destroyed by fire and flood. Oh, how can it be real? What in the world na mangyari ang ganyan, kapatid? The waters of the deep will overflow their boundaries. Property and life will be destroyed by fire and flood. Dahil sa kaganapan nito, kapatid, sa bansa na tinagurian the most secured nation of the world, the safest country in the world, because their houses are built with anti-earthquake. They have protected the borders of their land. They have canals to protect from typhoon, from flooding. But I tell you, my friend, when Japan struck by this event, Japan tragedy surged into the world's imaginations. Paano na-fulfill ang sinasabi ng evangelism page? The present is a time of overwhelming interest to all living world's imagination. According to the Associated Press, March 20, 2011, it's a crisis with an impact that will be felt around the planet. So much so, nang nangyari ito, lahat ng bansa ay hinimok at kumilos upang paghandaan ang ganitong mga kaganapan. Kaya Associated Press, sinabi nila, already it seems reasonable to surmise it could prove one of the most significant calamities of all time, one that shapes policies, economies, and even philosophies for decades to come in an increasingly interconnected world. Kung saan nagkaroon tayo ng interconnections, ito rin. It's a crisis with an impact that will be felt around the planet. Evangelism said, rulers and statesmen, thinking men and women will have their attention fixed upon the events taking place. And according to them, they are watching the relations. Evangelism, the same book, page 194, paragraph 2. They are watching the relations that exist among the nations. They observe the intensity that is taking positions of every earthly element. Just today, you listen to the officials, to the scientists of the Philippine field box. They are observing the intensity of the earthquakes. They are observing the intensity that is going on of every earthly element, and they recognize that something great and decisive is about to take place. That's why, according to the news, let us be serious in preparing the big one. The government has been pronouncing, let us take this seriously. Because according to this book, that the world is on the verge of a stupendous crisis. The whole humanity, the whole world, wherever you are. Kaya itinatag ang mga disaster preparedness program, disaster preparedness activities. Mayroon tayong sa gobyerno lahat yan, municipal risk reduction program, disaster preparedness. Kaya according to Julie Abdasa, kailangan na talagang mag-distribute tayo ng groceries. Kasi the landslides, typhoons are certain to come. Bakit nakapagsabi si Julie Abdasa sa kanyang article na certain to come? Siguradong darating daw, kapatid. Wow, my beloved friends. The Bible and the Bible only gives a correct view of these things. Sinabi niya certain, this was October 12, 2011. October, November, December. On the same year, December, nangyari, kapatid, ang typhoon, nangyari sindungs sa Cagayan de Oro. So the Bible and the Bible, siya lang ang pwedeng magbigay. Sapagkat ang Matthew 24:7 is exactly describing and prescribing. Here are the revealed great final scenes in the history of the world. Prophets and kings. Final scenes na ito. Kaya pag binasa natin ang Maranatha ni Sister Ellen G. White sa 220 paragraph 2, kailan pa niya sinulat ito? The great controversy is nearing its end. Please take note. Pray for this sentence. Every report of calamity by sea or land is a testimony to the fact that the end of all things is at hand. Wars, rumors of wars, declare it. Is there a Christian whose pulse does not beat with quickened actions as he anticipates the great events opening before us? The Lord is coming. We hear the footsteps of an approaching God. So when you see these things, these are footsteps of an approaching God. Huwag natin lagyan ng before. Huwag na natin lagyan ng soon, kapatid. Because the moment you put that word soon, it extinguishes the urgency. It denies the fulfillment of Christ's spoken words. This is high time for us to clearly define that Christ is coming. It's not about Christ is coming very soon. That was 175 years ago. Christ is coming very soon. But today, Christ is coming. Let us have to move, my friend. Everything in the world is in agitation. Maranatha 35, paragraph 3. The signs of the times are ominous. Everything in the world is in agitations. The world by now is agitated by this letter C. What is letter C? The presidents, the rulers, the statesmen, Christians and non-Christians, Muslim, Hindus, Buddhists, the leaders of the world. Christian denominations, humanity, are now agitated with the letter C. And the world is expecting more of this letter C. What is this letter C, kapatid? So are we now agitated by the coming crisis? Or are we agitated by the coming Christ? Tayo ba naukay ngayon, kapatid? Sa krisis, kaya minsan, darating na ito na, ang sandilo. Darating na ito, ang mga siksik. Kapatid, that's not the message of Christ. Are we agitated by the coming crisis? Because the coming crisis will give us the answer to the question of what is coming. But the coming Christ will give us the answer to the question of who is coming. Who? The other one is what? Coming Christ? Who is coming? It's Christ, our Redeemer. Coming crisis? What is coming? It's an event. What? It doesn't have an effect to your heart, my friend. It doesn't talk. Kaya viewing our lives on the perspective of either of these two, coming Christ or coming crisis. Who is coming and what is coming will play a significant impact on the life that we live now. How do we live now? What is our culture today? Our way of life right now? Life agitated by what is coming will only give us fear, uncertainty, and insecurity. But life agitated by who is coming? Who is coming? It's Jesus, the Son of the living God. It will give us peace, certainty, and security. Because coming Christ, looking for the blessed hope and glorious appearing of our great and Savior, Jesus Christ. He is our Savior, our personal Savior, who is about a person who will be coming at the clouds, and we will be meeting Him at the clouds of heaven. He will be the only one who can give us peace, certainty, and security. The world, with all its inventions and technologies, it cannot give us. It will only give us fear, uncertainty, and insecurity. Because the one who is coming, my friend, is the one that we have relationship. A relationship that will guarantee that we will be with Him for eternity. It's a relationship built in our worship to Him, that He is our Redeemer and He is our Creator. And this relationship is built on His instructions, in the knowledge of His love, manifested in the blueprint of His redeeming act. Yung galaw niya, kapatid, ay nireveal niya sa prophetic line, sa testimonial niya. So, sumusunod ba tayo? Nabubuhay ba tayo sa kanyang testimony ngayon? Na ang kanyang mga sinasabi ay yan ang nagangyayari na kaganapan sa mundo natin ngayon. And this relationship can only be responded by our adherence to His communicated love. The present truth. Sinusunod ba natin siya sa salita, sa gawa, sa pag-iisip? Because no relationship can last without communications. Are we reading? Are we learning about His will? Are we receiving? Are we growing in grace? Because communication line builds relationship. The heavenly culture, the education of heaven, the philosophy of God is one thing that we need today. Kaya mga kaibigan, dito natin maintindihan kung ano ba talaga ang sinasabi ng Panginoon na relasyon na dapat nating panghawakan, kapatid. Isang relasyon na magbuo sa atin ng isang character that only Christ's righteousness alone. Because without a living and growing relationship, dapat natin tangkilikin yung isang buhay at lumalago na relasyon. Lumalago siya kasi dito natin napag-alaman, dito natin nakikita, dito natin sinusunod ang kanyang sinasabi. In spite of the fact, 2,500 years pa yan doon sa panahon ni Daniel. Sinabi sa Mount of Olives, sinabi doon sa island of Patmos. Without that living relationship with Him, With the one who is coming, we will surely fall or lost. Kaya sinabi talaga ni Pedro that you shall not fall in your strong faith. You will not lost, but grow in grace and in the knowledge of the Lord. Growing in grace will lead us to prepare and get into the blueprint of His redemption. It has been provided to us in the time of Noah 2000, during the first 2000 years. He provided us the way. The door is still open for us this very moment. So let us come and listen and learn about Christ's redemption. The sounds of warning, mga fulfillment of the events, parang hahayop yan at pumapasok sa loob ng arka, kapatid. Major events in the world are going on, spoken by Christ on the Mount of Olives. So it's time for us now to share. You just click and like and share to your friends, to your neighbors. An intentional sharing, my friend. Please encourage others to share also. Because Christ's closing prescriptions is globalization. The globalization, the global movement of today is what Christ had been foretelling 2,000 years ago. May we continue to study more in the next episode. The gospel that the world cannot preach. Please click and share to your friends. God bless us and see you again in the next episode.